Let's put the spotlight on the air conditioning space. Mr. Thiagarajan, Mr. B. Thiagarajan, MD of Blue Star, is now joining us to talk more about the space. Mr. Thiagarajan, before I come to the company, I just want to discuss with you what's happening in the sector. Some of your peers and the ecosystem overall is talking about very buoyant demand, reflecting in some of the numbers, some of the players' numbers, but generally the sense is that the sector is back with a bang after 6 months. And so I want to understand, is the rebound for real? And is it likely to continue for next 3-4 quarters? How are things looking at your end?
Good afternoon. It's a pleasure interacting with you. As I have been saying, it's the golden era for air conditioning and refrigeration industry. It is driven by the huge penetration gap we had, and that is with the economic growth and with the disposable income, the sector is now growing. Now, the second part is those days we used to say it was not uncommon for us to, hear that one can buy air conditioners, but who will pay for the electricity bills? Now, thanks to the energy labeling program, the power consumption has been brought down significantly. So, if you compare with an air conditioner bought in the year 2000, if you buy one today, a 5-star, it will consume only 20% of the energy that it consumed in 2000. So therefore, the energy consumption levels have been significantly brought down. The third one is the local supply chain has developed thanks to the PLI scheme. And with the scale growing, it is making sense for the industry to make products here. Barring a few components, it's the local value addition is high. Therefore, the prices are kept under check. So the product is becoming affordable. And the extreme weather conditions during summer season or the urban heat effect throughout the year is making the people seek comfort by going ahead and purchasing the product. Lastly, consumer finance is available and in plenty. And for example, the quarter ended 30th June. 55% of the purchases are through 0% finance scheme. And these are the reasons for the industry to take off. And still we are minuscule compared with other developed markets. Like our market size will be somewhere around 12 to 13 million perhaps this year, compared with more than 90 million in China. You can imagine there's a huge gap. So by plotting many scenarios, we believe that the market will double, more than double by 2030. And in other words, it'll become a 30 million plus market. So the prospects are good. And at the same time, intense competition also will be there. That's the scenario. We are excited about being part of this era of growth.
Right, absolutely. A lot of triggers also doubling in terms of the move in the next few years for the industry is what you're saying, Mr. Thiagarajan. Good afternoon. This is Winnie joining in the conversation as well. Let's talk about right now as well. Bumper summer season that came in, good growth. And at that one point of time, people were worried that there were not enough ACs. There was higher demand. Now, how is the inventory channel shaping up? Because yes, September, October also, we see higher heat levels coming in. So overall, festive season, what is the trend that you're seeing in terms of early trends? And how was the 15th August sale as well? Because I think there were a lot of offers that were going on that time as well.
There was supply chain pressure. If you recollect our conversation at the beginning of the season, I had said that the growth may be somewhere between 25 to 30%. So doing 5% more of growth is possible with the inventory, but April, it was 70% growth. May was around 70% growth. Then the June, it continued with more than 35% growth. Overall, more than 55% growth has happened during the summer season. It was unprecedented. I don't think every summer it'll happen like that. There would have been some pent-up demand because last year summer was a washout. So 2024 summer was a great season. Now, inventory situation is normal, except that the raw material prices and the availability is becoming a challenge because the global supply chain is not yet, has not yet returned to normal. And but having said that, the festival season inventory may not be a problem. The prices have gone up marginally, some around 3% from June onwards because of the input costs. And normally Onam signals the onstart of the season. But due to Wayanad incidents, that disaster, I think the celebrations are not, rightly at that level one would expect. And I am not seeing Onam season to be a great season. But having said that, given that the penetration levels are growing, and for various reasons I told you, the festival season also should growth, but may not be at some 70% kind of growth.
Right. So, we were just talking offline. What is the current penetration of air conditions in our country right now? What levels have it reached? And where do you see it go in the next 3 years, 3 to 4 years?
My estimate is it should be somewhere around 7 to 8% based on one air conditioner penetration at least per household. But unlike other appliances, air conditioners can be more than one in a particular household. And I think it'll cross 20% by 2030 if this economic momentum continues.
Okay. So, obviously by 2030, obviously you're expecting it to double over there. In this trend then, do you think that we'll see more participation coming in from smaller towns and cities in the country where higher participation would be from that, or more penetration, higher penetration there also is one could watch out for?
For the past 3, 4 years, the growth is actually coming from tier 3, 4, 5 towns. In our case, more than 65% of the sale is from tier 3, 4, 5 towns. The trend is that the rural, it's not rural really, the smaller towns are contributing to growth. I think the average age of the buyer is also coming down. And the third one is multiple types of channels are coexisting, whether it is a modern retail or a single retail store or distribution, e-commerce. So it's a market migrating to a larger scale with multiple things happening there.
Rajan, I want to understand how's the competitive intensity, because of a high growth category you're operating in, there are new players who are getting attracted. Is it also bringing pressure on margins and yields because of competitive pressures? Ad spends need to be higher, the products need to be priced more attractively. How are things panning out on that end?
Competition will be if it is a happening industry, you have to expect competition to be there. Everyone would want to be there. Everyone would like to grow the market. But from as far as Blue Star is concerned, we keep saying this, that had it not been liberalization in late 90s, and if multinationals wouldn't have come, we wouldn't have become leaders. Our own capability to innovate and excel in terms of customer experience happened because competition came in. And market also has grown due to that intense competition. And so we expect competition to further intensify, and we welcome that actually. And because we strongly believe it is multinationals who entered made us also move forward to excel in our own field. That we are very clear about it. So competition helps the industry in an extraordinary manner. And we will, and the other part is that if it is that exciting part of growth happening, and where you need to innovate, you need to comply with so many regulations that are there for this particular category. It is regulated by energy efficiency. Refrigerants are regulated. You have the e-waste responsibility, and it is in the highest GST bracket of 28%. And the consumer finance is happening at more than 55%. So with so much of cost elements, you have to be on your toes. And I again repeat, this is like playing T20 cricket. And if I am selected as a national player, so you want to get selected to be part of playing 11. So we are part of that. And then you have to undergo the pressure. And we will undergo that.
Right, Mr. Thiagarajan, thank you so much, for joining in with us as always on ET Now and giving us the insights about the industry as well as the company.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.